Today's First Alert afternoon weather update is brought to you by Lockhart Roofing.
Happy Friday, everyone. Meteorologist Stone Schaefer here live for our 2 p.m. First Alert weather live stream. As always, we are going to be looking at that weather for the rest of our Friday and some updates as we head into our weekend. I want to thank everyone for joining me here today. If you have any questions, head over to our Facebook page at WNEM TV5 News. There I do try to answer any questions you might have. I do apologize in advance if I miss any of your questions. I don't always have the time to look over to that chat, but I try my best to look over there as we get through this 2 p.m. stream. Starting off for today, we're going to be looking at our sky tracker where conditions are relatively quiet. There is cloud cover building across almost all of the states, but we're mostly on the dry side. I will highlight real quickly, we do see some snow trying to develop there in the northern counties of mid-Michigan. We're talking about Roscommon County, across to Ogama County, and we'll see how this develops through the rest of the afternoon. Again, some light precipitation is a possibility through the remainder of today, becomes more consistent tonight into tomorrow morning, and then we may have another consistent chance on Sunday. So definitely starting to feel like December, with our snow chances continuing to increase across the region. Now, I did want to quickly look outside as well. This is downtown Saginaw, where we are seeing overcast skies. Again, cloud cover has built itself across not only mid-Michigan, but the state here into this early Friday afternoon, and will continue to be something that we see through the rest of today. As we look at some other locations across mid-Michigan, this is our US 10 camera, showing a very similar sight in the sky. It's those overcast skies right now, but again, dry conditions. We can always enjoy that as we look at more snow chances into the future. We go a little bit farther west. This is obviously Mount Pleasant there, Central Michigan University, quiet sort of sidewalks there on campus, but overcast skies, maybe seeing the sun trying to peek through there on the top half of our camera. But for the most part today, overcast skies definitely going to be sort of the dominant feature as we're getting out and about for our Friday. Now, we come back to our temperatures. Again, it is on the cooler side. We are about 10 degrees below average for this time of year. The one thing is a little bit warmer than what we had yesterday. If you remember yesterday at this time, we were sitting in the teens. So we have actually warmed up just a little bit here on this Friday, but again, it's not by much. It's mid to lower 20s. We do have a few more degrees to go for our highs today, but definitely feeling that colder air as wind has started to also become a factor today, with our feels like temperatures now in the lower teens and upper single digits. There are a few areas in the upper teens, especially out towards 127. Right now, it looks like Mount Pleasant is one of the areas leading the way here in mid-Michigan with your feels like temperatures at right around 18 degrees Fahrenheit. Houghton Lake at 16, Owasso and Lapeer also at 16. You have Bad Axe and Port Hope at 14. So just a few of the areas here, cities for right now. As we get through the rest of the afternoon into our evening, we can see our wind chills will stay into the teens. Even with stronger winds, our temperatures trying to get back into the upper 20s does help us keep into that lower teen mark. So again, not as cold as what we had this morning. Definitely still a factor, though, as you're getting out and about for the afternoon. And again, wind has been noticeable today. Right now, sitting out of the south-southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. A few areas have been a little bit calmer than that 10 to 20, but for the most part, we've been seeing a very similar wind pattern through mid-Michigan. Right now it's Caseville at almost 20 miles per hour, Bay City at 14, Saginaw at 13, and then areas like Houghton Lake and Bad Axe both at 9 miles per hour. In terms of gusts, it's only a few isolated locations. Right now, Port Hope at 22, Saginaw at 20, Bad Axe at 18 miles per hour, and Mount Pleasant at 15. And this will be something we see on and off today, is just wind gusts here or there. Again, very isolated, but it's something you may notice. It's going to be wind gusts up to 20 to 25 miles per hour through the rest of the afternoon. Now let's look at our 7-day forecast for anyone that is joining us here. You can see temperatures for the next 7 days look to be mostly in the 20s. You do throw a few lower 30s in there. It looks like Saturday at 31. There will be some areas that stay in the 20s for Saturday, but for the most part, lower 30s. And then Wednesday also holds lower 30s. In terms of other our low temperatures, our coldest night continues to hold on to be Sunday night into Monday morning. So you're going to be looking at temperatures in the single digits there for Sunday into Monday. And then in terms of snow chances, we're right now holding those lighter snow chances tonight into Saturday morning, and then Sunday also shows some more scattered snow chances. That will be, again, probably earlier in the day. I think by the afternoon we actually could see some sun on Sunday. Monday's quiet. It's going to be Tuesday that we start what looks like it could be an active pattern into next week. So Tuesday, there's going to be a snow chance. That looks to be earlier in the day. Wednesday looks to hold another snow chance. That could end up transitioning into a rain chance. There is some questions about temperatures, again, seeing lower 30s there, where some areas could be warm enough that that transitions into some rain, maybe even some mixed precipitation. So that'll be a day we have to keep an eye on. Thursday right now we're holding on to a light snow chance. I think that may end up leaving us, but there's another system for next Friday that we may have to also keep an eye out. So definitely if you're someone that's looking for some snow chances, it looks like you're going to have that for Tuesday, Wednesday through the end of next week. But we'll be quieter for this weekend. But I do have to take a quick break. When I come back from that break, we'll be looking at the next couple of days, what you can anticipate as we get into the weekend, and how that weather may impact any of your weekend plans. So make sure you stay right here. Well, welcome back, everyone. Meteorologist Stone Schaefer here live for the second half of our Friday afternoon First Alert weather update. I want to thank everyone for joining me here as we just take a look at the weather that you can anticipate as we get through the weekend and for the next couple of days. We'll look at our low temperatures for tonight. It is, again, on the colder side, below average for this time of year, but warmer than what we've been seeing. Obviously, we've had some nights here with single digits, even some zeros and below zero air temperatures. So tonight, it's upper teens, lower 20s. Maybe in a few areas getting into the mid-20s as you're getting out and about for any plans you might have for Friday night and then into Saturday morning. Even with that, our feels like temperatures are still a little bit cooler, but I don't think as what I'd say is extreme as maybe what we've been seeing over the last couple of days. So we're going to go through the weekend with our future feels like temperatures. This is we'll go to Saturday morning. Don't know why we skipped Saturday there. Saturday morning at 8 a.m., it's upper single digits, lower teens to the upper teens for your feels like. So again, this morning we had below zero feels like temperatures in the single digits and getting close to the teens. So it is cold. It's still going to be warmer than what we had for this morning and even yesterday morning and what we might see beyond the weekend, because even Sunday actually doesn't look to be that bad. Feels like temperatures for Sunday at 7 a.m., upper teens, lower 20s. So some good recovery if you have any early morning weekend plans. I know hunting season continues for many, still hunting for that deer, and just being outside, obviously, through the weekend. You got those teens, you got those 20s. Still cold, but not as bad as those below zeros. You definitely can feel it. It isn't a long-term relief, though. Into Sunday, some colder air will start to move itself in. Wind may start to increase again, so our feels-like temperatures, well, they drop back into the single digits and below zero single digits as we get through Sunday into Monday. Now, Monday morning, right around 6 to we'll say 8 a.m. You're seeing those below zero feels-like temperatures still. So definitely going to be feeling it as you're waking up for your Monday morning routine. And then we talked about wind. It is noticeable today and continues to stay noticeable through the remainder of our Friday. This is 2 p.m. Still seeing the possibility of wind gusts up to 15 to 25 miles per hour. And I wouldn't count out a few shoreline cities getting up to 30 miles per hour. As we get into Saturday, still looking to be breezy. I will say, though, there's some signal by midday Saturday. Our winds do look to calm down, and this is actually 7 p.m., seeing wind mostly out of the northwest at 5 to 15. So definitely on the calmer side as we get through late Saturday. Again, it doesn't last long. We don't have a long period of calm winds. As we get to Sunday, this is 2 p.m., seeing wind from the north-northwest at 15 to 25 miles per hour. So going to be breezy. We just have a little bit of energy in the atmosphere on Sunday. That's why we'll actually see a snow chance. And that little bit of energy does help give us some of that chances of wind. And you may even see winds up to 30 miles per hour once again in shoreline cities. We can see here on this forecasting model, Port Hope at 32. So it definitely could be breezier in some of those shoreline areas. Now we get to our snow chance. Again, there is going to be some more chances as we get over the next couple of days. So we're going to start off looking at this weekend. Not much through the remainder of today. Again, there will be some light stuff. I'm not going to count that out, especially up to the northern counties. We're talking about Roscommon and Ogama. Those will be areas definitely could see some light snow this afternoon. It's going to be through the night. We're talking about beyond 8 p.m. that we start to see this light snow chance develop. Now, it's not the most widespread. It is looking to be pretty isolated tonight, but it's definitely a possibility. I'm also not going to count out some of that light drizzle, similar to what we had earlier in the week on Wednesday. Maybe not as consistent as what we had Wednesday, but definitely something we could see as you're getting out late tonight into tomorrow morning. So don't be surprised if you run into a few slick spots, if you're going out Friday night or even up Saturday morning as you're getting out and about. Now, through Saturday afternoon, conditions look to be relatively dry, just a few isolated lake effect snow chances maybe developing to the northwest, but pretty quiet. It's going to be late Saturday into Sunday that I think we look to see that next more widespread snow chance. It still looks to be a pretty light chance. I'm not going to count it out being consistent at times, especially in our northern counties, but it doesn't hold together that well on our models. It's going to be, again, early Sunday morning, so I think around 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. where we see our best chance of snow for the weekend. That does have some accumulations, and again, it doesn't last long. I think by Sunday afternoon, it moves out, and we'll actually see some sunshine late into the day Sunday. So this is 4 p.m., seeing some of that sun trying to shine through the clouds after that snow in the morning. Now, in terms of accumulations for this weekend, we do have some. It's not going to be out of the picture. So this is through Saturday morning. We're going to go to about noon. Most areas, very light, at most a quarter of an inch, maybe getting up to a half an inch in areas to the north. So that's obviously adding on to the snow we already have on the ground. It isn't much. I think our higher accumulations, and I see higher there as it's not even that much. Most of mid-Michigan could see about an inch as we get through Sunday morning, maybe an inch or two in areas there north of the bay. And then if you live in Shiawassee, Genesee, Lapeer counties, right now it looks like those will be the lowest areas, maybe an inch through both events for Saturday and Sunday. So definitely enough to make things slick at times as you're heading out and about through the weekend. Definitely could see some reduced visibilities as wind looks to be a factor at times. But again, not as consistent as what we had last weekend, not as consistent as what we may see as we get into next week, because we're actually going to look beyond this weekend on our hour by hour. Monday, it looks to be relatively actually nice. Again, still on the cooler side, but we're dry. Doesn't look like we'll see any additional snow. It's into Tuesday that we see our first system, and this could be the first system of a few that we see next week. Now, I will highlight there's a lot of change that could happen. These models aren't all in agreement of exact locations or exact timing, so things are going to change. That's the one difference. This previous weekend or last weekend, models were very consistent across the board. They had that system showing up almost every forecasting model at very similar times, at very similar amounts. We don't have that, at least for now, with these systems for Tuesday and Wednesday. So there is some room for some change as we get through the next couple of days. But this is Tuesday at 6 a.m., showing that we will have another lighter but consistent snow chance be a possibility. It won't be an all-day thing, definitely moving out by midday. Should be mostly dry into the afternoon. Again, a few occasional snowflakes, definitely a possibility. Then late Tuesday into Wednesday, we'll have another system move itself in. These are all systems from the northwest. This does look to have, again, some snow, consistent at times. The question marks for this system is, does it pull in some warmer air? So right now it looks like this is going to be a little bit farther north, and because of that, some warmer air can reach in from the south, and when we get into Wednesday about mid-morning, we can see there's actually some signals that it may be more rain chance trying to fall, and even some mixed precipitation, so you could have icy conditions. Again, I want to highlight not every forecasting model has this. So it's something we will have to watch over the next couple days because there is going to be some changes. But for now, consistency is shown. We'll have a system Tuesday and the possibility of a system on Wednesday. I think the placement is probably the biggest thing because if we get farther north with this secondary system on Wednesday, it could actually be more rain and even maybe a mixed precipitation giving us some ice chances. But if it moves south, we end up having probably more snow. So the placement of that system really means everything for Wednesday, I believe, because it will determine what we see precipitation type wise. Then Thursday looks to actually be on the quiet side. There will be some lake effect snow as winds will start to shift out of the north-northwest, but I don't think it looks to be anything too widespread. Then we get to the end of the week. Another snow chance looks to arrive by Friday, but again, that placement also very much up in the air. We can see it's not really showing up here in this model, but other models have been showing a snow chance moving through the Great Lakes. Some other had that snow chance to our south. So we're talking about more towards southern Illinois or Indiana, where we might actually not see very much in terms of precipitation. So there's a lot of variables in play here over the next week. A lot of time, a lot of things can change. So I wouldn't go cancel your plans. If you're starting to hear some rumblings about that system to end the week now, things are going to change. So I wouldn't cancel anything you have for next week quite yet. Just continue to watch us here at the TV5 First Alert Weather Team as we'll monitor this system as we get through the weekend. But again, I think you have that light snow for Saturday and Sunday, and then I think Tuesday and Wednesday also continue to hold up pretty well about a system moving through. I think it's going to be how far north or south does that system set up where we could see rain or snow for our Wednesday. But before I end the stream here, here's our 7-day forecast. It is 20s and 30s for the next 7 days. Light snow chances on Saturday and Sunday, maybe more consistent snow chances on Tuesday and Wednesday. Our coldest night, that's going to be Sunday into Monday. So make sure you're bundling up as you head off to work or school for the new work week. But for now, really just feeling a lot like winter as we get really closer and closer to sort of getting into the heart of the winter season. And many people enjoy it. Obviously not everyone does, but it's just that time of year. We get used to it. Deb says hi from Bad Axe here. Hello, Deb. Hopefully you're having a wonderful Friday afternoon. But again, we are going to continue to watch this. As always, you can head over to our website at WNEM.com. You go to our weather tab there. We always try to keep an updated forecast for you. You can also scan that QR code right below me. That will send you to any of the app stores on Google or Apple where you can download the First Alert Weather app. And there we always send updates as well, especially if we have weather moving into the region. You will always get updates. It sends out warnings. It sends out watches or advisories, as we did have some winter weather advisories this previous weekend. So that's a great way to get some of that quick and easy information that gets sent out by either us here at the First Alert Weather Team or the National Weather Service. But I want to thank everyone for joining me here today. As always, we have live streams every day. Chief Meteorologist Chris Easlick will be in the building later this evening for his First Alert Weather live stream, just with more updates on the weekend and how that snow chance will play out. We'll also have some more data to take a look at maybe that snow chance for next week, so it's always something to look at as we get more model runs for that snow chance next week. But I hope, again, everyone has a wonderful Friday and you can enjoy a nice weekend.
Thank you for joining us. Today's stream has been brought to you by Lockhart Roofing.